Get the f over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen, I know what I'm allowed.
Pretending that you're a police officer to intimidate people might just be the stupidest way to land yourself in prison, but that isn't going to stop these idiots. Today, we'll be looking at 3 such instances where people got caught impersonating law enforcement officers. On the 7th of September, 2019, Orange County police officers were called to the scene after it was reported that a man dressed as a police officer was driving recklessly. This man is Jeremy Dewitt, a serial police impersonator who has been arrested for impersonating law enforcement officials at least 4 times. Jeremy owns a funeral escort company, and while he is legally allowed to escort funerals, he is not allowed to pull over vehicles or drive recklessly.
Get the f over! What are you doing? What the fuck does it look like I'm doing, fuck? Get the f over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen, I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. What you need to do is figure it the f out before you start talking shit and cutting us off.
I'm not cutting anyone.
Go ahead and pull your little phone out.
I'm not
do your little Google search and figure out what we're doing and what we legally allowed. Good. Then back off and give us room.
I'm not interfering with you at all.
You are by running along.
You've been blocking traffic.
Yeah, I need you to stay to the side, sir.
Dude,
that's what the legal law is. Go back and look it up. 316. Good. Call it
now.
Please, 911 right now.
I'm not calling 911.
Go ahead. Call the 911 right now.
I'm not going to call 911.
Tell them it's on video too. Let them know all of this. It's on video. We also have your tag number. So please let me know.
Spoiler alert. Jeremy was not legally allowed to do this. Jeremy's traffic violations got so bad that eventually the real police had to show up.
Sergeant, get your lieutenant, please.
There is no lieutenant. I'm in.
Then get a captain.
There is no captain.
Then get somebody that outranks you, Sergeant.
Nobody outranks me.
And we got the tag back from the Orange County Sheriff.
Calm down. Hey, put him in the car. Put him in the car.
And that motorcycle has that tag.
Who is this guy?
Jeremy Dewitt.
Oh, that's Jeremy right there? Oh.
I need a unit up here now so he can take over.
You want the license for me?
It's on my motorcycle, Sergeant. You want me to go back to my motorcycle? You have to stand over here, Sergeant.
Motorcycle out of the road.
I can't, because unless you're going to put one of your cruisers here and hold this funeral, I can't do that. Jeremy? Sergeant?
It pisses me off.
Sergeant, I'm not trying to piss you off.
Get your license.
So you want to go? Okay.
Get your license. All right, step over.
Sergeant, we can transfer over to Windermere. What happened?
The police begin to question Jeremy about his actions and ask him for his license and registration. This is where things begin to take a real turn for the worse for Jeremy.
Asking on WO1. Yes, sir.
Have a valid registration from the state of Florida, Sergeant. I need units back here now with video cameras. Now!
Why are you saying
Sergeant, my vehicle's not stolen, Sergeant.
Jeremy's vehicle has been reported as stolen, and after finding out he might be going to jail, Jeremy starts demanding that more units show up.
Sergeant, I can tell you right now, everything's being videotaped on my body cam, Sergeant.
Okay, you're
So, that's not a firearm, Sergeant.
Let's go.
That's a less lethal, Sergeant. So legally, for the per Florida statute, I'm allowed to carry that, Sergeant. 970. Go ahead and look it up, Sergeant.
Jeremy thinks he knows all the laws. Guess he missed the ones about impersonating police officers.
The vehicle's not stolen, Sergeant. I have the registration for the vehicle, Sergeant. I have the registration for the vehicle, Sergeant. Sergeant, get your lieutenant, please.
There is no lieutenant. I'm
Then
it.
get a captain.
There is no captain.
Then
I'm
get
it.
somebody that outranks you, Sergeant.
Nobody
I have
outranks
the
me.
very valid registration, Sergeant, that shows the state of Florida gave me the registration and that tag. The tag was stolen off another motorcycle. That motorcycle was stolen. We were given the tag back by Orange County Sheriff's Office, and then that tag was given to us by the Department of Motor Vehicles, Sergeant.
This isn't the first time that Jeremy has been caught impersonating a police officer, and now back on the street with handcuffs and police attire. The situation isn't looking good for him.
Well, you have handcuffs.
Make sure you have your body cameras running.
Body cameras are running. Why you have
I'm
handcuffs?
not talking to you, officer.
Okay.
I have the registration for that vehicle, Sergeant. I want everyone on this scene with their body cameras rolling. Roger. I didn't even pass on a double yellow. I stayed within inside the double yellow, which is legal for us in the state of Florida, per Florida escort. I can pull the statute as well.
After being told that he's going to be charged with a felony for the stolen bike, Jeremy loses his cool and starts screaming at the police officers.
That's because the Honda was stolen and we got the tag back from the Orange County Sheriff's Office and then we registered it to that motorcycle. And that motorcycle has that tag. And the Department of Motor Vehicles issued the registration sticker for that tag.
Huh?
Put him in the car.
All right.
Drop it down. In the car, dude.
Officers remind Jeremy that screaming at them isn't going to solve his problems, and that whether he likes it or not, he's going to jail.
You just chill. If it's an issue,
Oh,
we'll
listen,
figure it out. But you screaming and yelling isn't going to change that. Okay?
Well, pulling me out and putting me in cuffs and
when,
doing this
when
in
your
front
car
of
is,
everyone?
when it shows signal 10,
Right.
stolen, it's a felony.
With
So
the
that's how it's
valid
done.
registration. And I have the registration on
All
my
right.
phone, but
Just
you guys
sit
are
tight,
refusing
okay?
to listen.
Just sit tight.
Okay. Open the window, please, officer. Thank you.
After Jeremy was placed into the back of the police car, officers took another look at his bike and found a BB gun hidden inside.
Allowed to carry guns?
It's a BB gun.
It's airsoft.
Check that side on the...
Eventually, Jeremy was arrested for impersonating a police officer and sent to Orange County Jail. Interestingly, Jeremy ended up impersonating police officers again in 2019 and was arrested again. Now that was unfortunate. But what happens when someone tries impersonating a U.S. Marshal in front of the actual U.S. Marshal Service? On July 31st, 2023, Corporal Neil Rosacci of the Marion County Sheriff's Office was at a gas station when he saw a black pickup truck flashing blue lights and playing an unofficial emergency siren. Due to the unusual tone of the siren and the fact that there were no active calls that would require such a response from law enforcement, Corporal Neil Rosacci conducted a traffic stop.
4399 signal 67 in junction.
Hi.
Flight 6139.
628 formation. Clamp.
34 tonight.
See your other hand for me? Where you headed to? Okay. You have your driver's license on it? What's the deal with purple lights? Yeah, they're purple tonight. Where you headed to?
The driver of the vehicle later identified as 52-year-old Derry Wayne. Lambert flashed a badge at Corporal Neil Rosacci and was observed wearing a hat with the lettering Police U.S. Marshal and a Department of Justice seal. Lambert claimed that he was responding to a shooting in Marion Oaks, but since there was no report of a shooting at Marion Oaks, Officer Rosacci became suspicious.
Hey, sir. So the vehicle is your vehicle, is that correct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm looking for something to verify that you're a U.S. Marshal, all right?
Want the voicemail, so
I left him a message.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just hang tight with me
I
for
got
a
to
minute.
go back to shift in about 2 hours. So.
Where's shift at?
Huh?
Where's
I got
shift
to
at?
get my car.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, hopefully we can get this resolved really quickly. All right, thanks.
At this point, Officer Rosacci decided to contact someone at the U.S. Marshal Service so they could verify whether Lambert was actually telling the truth.
Somebody on the phone wants to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Sir, what is your name?
Gary Lambert.
Okay, what district do you work out of?
I work out of Texas, but they got me down. They got me down in Florida right now, looking into Marion Oaks. There's two gangs out there that are riding on a four-wheeler with a pole on it, busting into people's houses.
Okay.
And they got a call, so I chased. What's that?
What district in Texas do you work out of?
Dallas.
Lambert repeatedly claimed that he was with the U.S. Marshals, and even made up a story about how he had been sent by the Texas office of the U.S. Marshals to pursue gang members in Marion Oaks. By this point, it was pretty much clear to everyone involved that Lambert was lying, and the U.S. Marshal on the phone even reminded him how impersonating a law enforcement officer was a crime.
Okay.
My second house.
Understand that's a federal crime to
Yeah,
impersonate,
exactly. I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right,
I
just,
got red bugs out in weeds when I was asleep.
I'm sorry?
I was telling him, what's happening in weeds? I got red bugs. You beat me up chasing a guy through the forest the other night.
All right, do me a favor. Just go ahead and turn around for me. Again, put your hands behind your back.
For what?
I'll explain it to you.
I've been arrested my life.
Well, all right. So you're going to be arrested for impersonating a police officer, okay?
Even after being arrested, Lambert still kept claiming that he was part of the U.S. Marshal Service and that the lights and sirens on his truck had been fitted by the U.S. Marshals.
Who you work for? Who are you employed by?
United States Marshal Service.
U.S. Marshals, okay. You told me that you don't have your credentials with you, but they're in your
Yeah, my Charger.
Charger, a work vehicle.
Right.
Okay. Who's the Charger registered to?
It's registered to the Marshal Service.
Marshals. Okay.
That's my personal vehicle.
So why would the Marshals outfit your personal vehicle with lights and sirens?
In Texas, it's not like here.
Okay.
You don't have cars like this.
We have a Florida
trucks.
tag.
Now that Lambert had been arrested, Officer Rosacci decided to take a look inside his truck and found a full control panel for emergency sirens and lights, as well as a firearm.
Turn the knob on. Now flick it all around.
Hey, how long you work for the
Just to confirm everything and make sure Lambert was guilty, Officer Rosacci contacted Marion County's U.S. Marshal liaison to interview Lambert one last time.
Coming down the road, I get a call on my cell phone. Hey, they see the four-wheeler out there on the drone. Can you come help us?
Who's that?
So
Who called you?
My squad in Texas. If you look through my phone, you'll see the 941 area code.
By squad, what do you mean by squad?
They sent 4 of us down here,
Who is they?
the Rangers.
The Rangers? Which Rangers? Like the baseball team?
No, hell no.
Okay, so what Rangers?
The Marshals.
The Marshals?
Yeah.
The U.S. Marshal decided to give Lambert one last chance and asked him to confirm his credentials if he really was a U.S. Marshal. Unfortunately for Lambert, this is where his lies really started to unravel. After realizing that Lambert was clearly not a U.S. and didn't even have any idea what the U.S. Marshals did, the officers decided to ask Lambert why he would lie about being a U.S. Marshal.
All I do is raise.
Okay, listen to me for just a second. I'm going to give you a little bit of an out or whatever.
Right.
I know you're not a U.S. Marshal. I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Right.
I know for a fact, 100%, you are not with the U.S. Marshals. Okay? So I would just want to know why you would try to identify as a U.S. Marshal. Was it to, like, get around traffic?
No.
Okay, so what were you trying to do?
I told you twice I was responding to a call.
With the U.S. Marshals?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know about the drones out there flying over?
Sir, there is nothing like that. I'm gonna give you a little tip, pro tip. Okay? There's only 3 of us in this county. You are not one of the other.
Lambert was later taken to Marion County Jail, where it was discovered that he had diazepam pills in a hidden compartment of his wallet. He was charged with the impersonation of a police officer, unlawful use of blue lights and a badge, and introduction of contraband to a detention facility. He currently faces 3 years in prison. Now, while impersonating a U.S. Marshal is bad, this next guy thought he could get away with impersonating a special operations soldier. On the 14th of January 2023, officers from the Dallas Police Department were called to a local nightclub after reports of a middle-aged man flashing a police badge and claiming to be law enforcement were received. Arriving at the scene, officers were greeted by 59-year-old Douglas Henschel, who showed them his badge and claimed to be a special operations soldier and part of the Delta Task Force.
Talking with officers, he claimed to be a special operations soldier.
How's it going, man? Why are you doing that?
Excellent. How are you?
Why'd you bend down like that?
Spec Ops.
Okay. So what's going on, man? Why'd I get called out here for you?
I parked here like I normally do.
Okay.
And they said get out, and I got out.
Okay.
And now they're all getting huffy and shit.
Did you flash a badge at them? I have a couple of them saying you did.
I have a badge.
You have a badge? Can I see it?
Sure.
Henschel told the officer that he was working for a law firm and he had credentials for everything in his car. When the officer asked him to get the credentials, however, Henschel just stood outside the car and started talking about how he was a special operations soldier and had been in the Delta Task Force for 15 years.
Can I see it? I mean, because when you go and flash a badge and tell them you're a cop and then you can do what you want.
Sir, I would never tell anybody.
I have multiple people telling me you said that, though.
Well, they can say what they want. It's hearsay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an ID on you?
I work for a law firm.
What law firm do you work for?
I have all the credentials in my pocket.
Okay. Can you grab them for me then?
Certainly.
Perfect.
Give me a second. I only got one arm.
All good. Yeah. Are you gonna grab your stuff for me, or you just thinking about it, or? Sorry, man. I gotta ask.
Officer Graham. I'm one of the good guys. Yeah.
Okay.
15 years. Spec Ops.
Okay.
Henschel finally gave the officers his driving license. Afterward, he started saying how he's the person that people make movies about.
Back in the day, where we're at? Here in Dallas?
After 9/11 was hit, the president called my commander and said, let's go. I'm that guy. The movies are about. I'm a good guy. Like, can I put some of this shit away?
No, this is hold on to it.
Yes, officer. I thank you guys every night for your service. That's how you know it's me.
Henschel seems to have a lot to say about his time in the task force. According to him, he's been all over the world fighting wars and doing tours.
You served? 15 years. 5 tours. Army Delta, brother.
You was Delta?
Delta, brother.
Where's your MOS?
Lieutenant Commander.
Where's your MOS?
Again?
Your MOS.
35.
35 what?
Lima.
35 Lima. What's your MOS?
Intelligence. Germany, Somalia, Afghanistan, Iraq, Southern America. I'm the fucking real deal. They make movies about me, motherfucker. I mean, sir.
Stolen valor is a serious crime, and Henschel seems to have no idea just how bad he's making himself look. After claiming he did 5 tours, Henschel now claims that he's also a war hero, and his team was the one that the president called after 9/11.
I'm a war hero, you know. I don't want to go into what I have done for our country in servitude 15 fucking years. I'm the real deal, my friends. Thank you for your service, yeah?
Yes, sir. You did the shit.
You get to meet a real live war hero tonight. 9/11, my team went in. Bush called my commander and said, we're going to war, boys. Weapons free.
Henschel is clearly drunk. During questioning by the officers on scene, Henschel begins to hum and dance, telling the police that he's got all the moves and that he's Bruce Lee.
You know, heard it some more.
Yes, sir, Officer Hayes. I got it all.
Might be some cameras out here hit you with that fraud.
No, I got all the moves. All the moves. I turned out a procedure every night, and they love me.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey!
What's that? Yeah.
Baby!
Hey.
You want to see some shit?
Hey. Turn up.
Oh shit.
What was you about to do? A kung fu joint? What was that? Bruce Lee,
my brother.
That was your Bruce Leroy?
Now that it's time to transport Henschel, the officers go through his car one last time and find an airsoft gun. Upon seeing that the police have found his gun, Henschel loses it.
What?
That's a air gun. Sir, that's an air gun. That's legal in Texas, motherfucker. Oh, he says a copper fit like the back brace thing.
You want me to put a spit mask on?
I said no, sir.
Okay, now if you have another outburst like that, you will have a spit mask on your face.
Yes, sir, Officer Hayes.
While the officers are discussing the best way to transport the suspect, Henschel learns that he's being charged with impersonating a police officer and decides to give the police a piece of his mind. Henschel,
Charmoli, you're good. We'll transport.
There is nothing.
So here's the deal, man.
Be forward.
So here's the deal. Right now, you have one charge.
What's the charge?
Impersonating a police officer.
Fuck you.
No, I don't want that. No thanks.
No, fuck
I don't
you.
for that, hey, listen, like I told you.
Yeah, I did.
You want to get in that back seat? I'm about to put a spit mask on your face. All right. Let's go.
My car, homie?
No, not your car. Your car. Your car.
As well as they're going to get you shot by the cops.
Henschel was charged with 1 count of arresting a police officer, and his alleged military records are now being investigated. With that, we're at the end of the video. Today we explored the unsettling phenomenon of individuals posing as law enforcement officers to satisfy their hunger for power and recognition. In 3 separate cases, we saw how people would lie and cheat just to get their way. This behavior not only diminishes the integrity of law enforcement, but also raises alarming questions about the motives and ethics of these individuals. If you share our concerns about unchecked, power-hungry behavior, please consider showing your support by liking this video and subscribing to stay informed about future cases like these. And if you found this video thought-provoking, check out the next one here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.